Imagine that you have a Airbnb rental apartment, right? And you decide because let the rental Airbnb rental marinate, because we're going to come back to that. You have a toddler son that you left in that rental by himself while you went out to get a cosmetic procedure. At some point, this little boy wakes up, realizes his mommy is gone, and takes the cell phone and proceeds to roam around the rental property and in the subsequent areas. A concerned neighbor calls the cops, goes towards the little boy, the cops. Honey, where's your mom and dad? And the little boy himself, naturally being a toddler, is bewildered to have woken up and had to walk out of his place, and his mom's nowhere to be found. Some type of way the cops finally figure out who she is, track her down at the cosmetics procedure. After she had the procedure and with bandages on, she was arrested. She comes out of pocket. Well, originally I had a guy friend that was going to babysit him but didn't. That was her excuse. Then the person who she claimed was going to babysit this child said at no point was he ever told that he was going to keep the little boy that day. Let's be honest, when we're dating people, looks matter, right? Your face is the first thing people see when they look at you. And if you don't have a supermodel quality face, it shows. I would like to believe that once a person gets to know you and get past how your face looks, they can get to know your character. But let's not pretend like people don't go looking for people's faces. An aesthetically attractive face is what draws people in, male or female. There's no sense in us lying. But when you have a child, whatever selfish notions of beauty you had should have gone to the wayside. She has a hearing on September 24th and then another one December 2nd. The simple question would be, where's the father? See, the reason I told y'all to keep in mind that Airbnb rental is because it tells of the psyche of this woman. Why were you in an Airbnb rental? Were you there because you can't afford rent in a normal place and that's the best you could give your child, or you think that's the best you could give your child? Or did you go there to be elusive because you knew you were going to leave that little boy at that Airbnb and leave him alone, and you couldn't do it in your regular surroundings? See, the reason I think this is calculated is because the fact that she can throw around this guy friend's name tells me that she knew if she got caught, she was ready to set up a random man to go get arrested for her bad decisions and choices. That is your son, ma'am. You need to be home with your son. When you've chosen to be a parent, your hot girl summer ended. I don't say this to be cruel. I don't say it to be mean, because I'm sure that some of the circumstances in which you became a parent wasn't something you were ready for. But wanting a pretty face isn't more important than being a mother to your son. I think we got fortunate that the first person that really approached that child was a uniformed officer who realized that something wasn't right. I'm happy, if anything, that she didn't leave that baby in the car while she was getting her face cut up and cosmetically fixed. A lot of y'all are dense and you just don't get it. Out here doing stupid stuff while your kids suffer. Because to go get your face cut up to still live a hot girl summer, because that's why you did it, that ended when you became a mother, just makes you look ridiculous. And this isn't to say that we shouldn't exfoliate and take care of our face. It isn't to say that we shouldn't care about our outer appearance. But what does matter is that your caring for your outer appearance cannot come at the expense of your child. Where are y'all's priorities that the babysitter is cheaper to afford than getting that cosmetic procedure, but you didn't want to pay for one? This whole story's suspect. See, a lot of y'all resent your children and see them as the obstacle, so you didn't see it worth paying someone, even the guy that you lied on and tried to pin it on, and he could have gotten arrested and in trouble. You didn't see it worth paying that person a significant, at least a small amount of money to babysit that child. But you can put that money on a cosmetic surgery. Make it make sense. See, the thing is, when these stories hit the news, your kids are going to one day get old enough to know that they were that child in that video if they survived. Or if they got siblings and one of the siblings didn't survive, the surviving one's going to know. It's sad that these kids are going to grow up and either mimic their selfish parents' behavior or have bitterness and resentment and not want to start families as a result of what they've been exposed to. A pretty face is never more important than your bloodline. And it's high time some of y'all get over your materialism and get to parenting.